Hey, welcome to Unpack Radio. I'm your host, Norris the Pope Johnson, and we are here. Now, everybody has been asking, you only interview the brothers, you just fit God and you only talk to the males of fitness. Where in the females at? So, I dig deep into the world of Instagram and I found my Wonder Woman that we'll be interviewing today, because sometimes you have to let the ladies shine and you have to let them show their greatness. And I have one of my favorite IG friends. She inspires me to do great things. And I truly appreciate her for coming on today. Let's do this, Trump. Hey, how are you doing, madam?
Hello. How are you?
Well, I don't know if you heard the hype up, but we gave you a hell of a hype up.
I heard that. Thank you very much.
Now, how did your fitness journey begin?
Ooh. Well, I dabbled in it for a while. I was inspired, actually, probably dating myself here, but I was inspired by magazines that had some of the greats in there, like Corey Everson, some of those gals. And I just dabbled in it for a little bit. And I didn't know anything about it at the time. And then, I don't know, that's where I started. And then, like I said, I knew nothing about it. And then later on, got into it more. God, I can't even think here. I'm so nervous.
What are you thinking? We got a sunflower coming in the building. She got her sunflower outfit on, so all the cicadas can pollinate on her. That's what I'm talking about. Let the sunflower come on in. Dcsbaddest.
There you go.
Gleaming over there.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you? What's happening?
Always well.
You good?
My love. Always.
Hello, me to you. All right.
Crazy day, and it's gonna be a crazy week.
I hope not.
Because in my profession, 15 people fell the range, so I'm going to be working overtime until we get those 15 people back.
Really?
Hey, this federal government stuff ain't for the birds. Get a good education in life.
Are they hiring?
Hey, you can shoot. You can do
No,
all
I
that
have
bullshit
children.
we got to do.
I got some young people.
Good luck. As I said, 15 people will not be working for the remainder of the week, so it's not fun and games, kids.
So what do they have to do?
We'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay.
We talk to
Because I'm about to say they
right
already employed. What's wrong? But go ahead. Let's go.
Yeah, we just now gotten really the thick of it. I was just asking
Okay.
her about her journey. She said she started reading the magazines back in the good old days with people just shining up and looking all good in the magazines back in probably the Arnold days.
Okay, so she's a model.
No.
Everything. She was just now talking. She was just now showing her butt on IG talking about
Her
these
butt.
swats work.
Oh,
That was her post today. It had
oh,
like
okay.
little peach emoji on it. I thought that was cute.
Okay. I'm interested on that.
What's your question, DC?
So, should I continue on?
Sure. Letter.
Yes, we're waiting.
So, yeah, I was inspired by those ladies on the magazines, and like Corey Everson and some of the others. And I just basically got tired of feeling bad and didn't like the way I looked and wanted to start doing something but didn't know where to start. So basically just started picking up the magazines. My mom actually brought me my first magazine. I looked through it and went from there. Just did a little bit of that, the stuff that was in the magazines. And I actually had made quite a bit of progress, and I even just dabbling in it. And then started getting more serious with it, more consistent, I guess you would say. And like this was a lot of years time span in there, went by on and off dabbling in it. And then I had actually made some progress just on my own like that. And then got a cancer diagnosis after I had already made quite a bit of progress, and then started putting on the weight back on that I had lost some of, and went into depression basically over that, and tried to get through that the best I could. My husband, if he hadn't been there, I actually don't know how I would have got through it. So he was my rock. And let's see, where we at?
Well, we have two people who are surviving the world of cancer. Now, DC, you have had to deal with it for quite some time. What words of encouragement you have for that type of situation and dealing with that type of?
Yeah, I got that. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
Deal with that disease. It seems like it just living to take you out.
Right. Pretty much. I do have a question for you before I answer Pope's question. What were you exactly diagnosed with?
Breast cancer.
Breast cancer. Okay. And you underwent treatment, chemo, radiation.
I went through the works.
Oh, wow.
Mastectomy, chemo, radiation, all of it.
Okay. Well, I know how I get through it. I definitely stay on top of my medicine, my medication, which was something that I think we take for granted. We just pop a pill because the doctor tells us to. Well, I've gotten definitely intricate with the details of my medication because come to find out they conflict with your supplements when you take different things. Like I didn't know that charcoal, when you do the charcoal toothpaste or just charcoal period to clean your system out, it totally cleanses out everything. So I will be wiping my medicine out. So it behooves me to make sure that I pay attention and be attentive. However, it can be so painful, the chronic pain, the fatigue, the insomnia, the weight loss up and down. And then I have been recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which was induced by my medications from breast cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been an uphill battle, and every day is a different day. So some days I'm up moving around. Like today, I'm swollen for no reason. Like I'm swollen. My eyelids, I woke up with swollen. Everything just swollen. So I don't even know what that's all about, which is probably side effects of the medicine. But I'll just keep pushing. I get up every day, make sure I make my bed, make sure I make my bed, and put my clothes on, and I feel better about myself. Because to be honest with you, you feel like shit.
Yes, you do. You do. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did you get through it? What did your husband have to do? Like how far did it go for you? Were you like me, where you just, I told my kids, when I can't get out the bed, just let me stay on the bathroom floor until I get myself together, which sometimes can be a couple of hours. Because the lifting and the put me on the bed and all that, it's a lot.
He did quite a bit, actually. Like I said, I kind of went into depression over it. He did a lot of the cooking. He like you have to wear those tubes, drain tubes. He helped strip those.
Wow.
Measure it. We went through all that. It was quite the experience.
Definitely. So are you still undergoing treatment?
No, this was in 2003. Yeah, it was the worst one. And then I had it again like 4 or 5 years ago. But that one wasn't as bad because we caught it very early because I was doing my mammograms all that time in between.
Right.
I have a question for both young ladies because you sound like you've been in the same similar situation. So what is your mental mindset when someone says you have cancer? What's the first thing you're thinking about?
You want to go first or you want me to take it?
I didn't understand the question. I'm sorry.
My question was, what is your mental mindset when they first give you a diagnosis and say you have cancer, what is your first thoughts, and how do you mentally prepare for that fight? That's my question.
That's a good question. Like I said, I pretty much kind of just shut down over it and didn't know how to deal with it. For one thing, it was harder for me too because all I had was my husband and a few friends stepped in to help. And I didn't have my family, which is a whole different story. um, didn't have them for support. But yeah, he just stuck with me and did basically a lot of things to get me through it. Otherwise, I don't know how I would have gotten through it. But the second time around wasn't as bad. You're thinking it's going to be, but it was caught early, so it wasn't. So we got through that pretty good. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. DC?
Okay. So you said my mental mind state. That is such a detrimental part of being diagnosed. Your mental state and the response that you choose to take once you are told those words. And I must say that it is devastating. I never thought that I would be the type of person to just shut down and not want to speak, do anything. I just lost all my zeal for life. Um,
I
and
hear that.
when you get told that, it's like you a death sentence. You don't see the end of the tunnel, but the doctor's sitting there telling you which have lost patience to this and which have gone through different challenges, looking at you like you can do this, you can do this, you can do that. I'm looking like, how do you know I could do this? You know what I mean? So I just wanted to be a beam of light after I came out of why me and the pity party and this, that, and the other. I'm not gonna get married again. I'm not gonna nobody gonna want no sick woman and all this craziness. I still feel that way about certain things, but I just pray about it now and keep it moving. But I'm definitely telling you, if it wasn't for my prayer life, I would not be here because people
Exactly.
fail you. Even though they're helping you, they want to be there for you, but they have their own life to live. You know what I'm saying? How many times can I say that? A lot of people have picked up the phone and called just to check on me. No, if they don't see me on Facebook, they'll wait. Every now and then, hey, I haven't seen you, I haven't heard from you. Everything okay? Every now and then, but everybody really much is for themselves. So, I mean, you definitely have to be strong. And those who do fall prey to that depression, it's ways of doing things and getting out of it. First, get out the bed and then you go from there. And you
Yes.
definitely have to be positive. I just thank God for music. I thank God for my prayer life. That is so for me. That's what is getting me through because it gets rough. It gets really scary because my children are the age they about to leave out the house. I'm about to be empty nester except for one, and he can only do but so much. He's 11, so I am terrified of what is to come. I might have to move in there with Miss Kim
No, you more,
and
you
what you
more,
say?
you're more than welcome.
Oh
You're
yeah,
more
I'm
than
trying to
welcome.
tell you because I'm scared. I really don't know because it's some days I can't do anything for myself. But I'm not defeated, and neither are you.
That's right. That's right.
Now, I notice y'all both use the keyword depression.
Mm.
Now, what are your keys to fighting your depression?
Well, like I said, get up out the bed because 9 times out of 10 it'll have you bottled down, weighed down. But talk to people. Find that one person that you can confide in. And if you can't find that one person, write it down. I have so many books in the last past 3 years, but even before that, my journey on this breast cancer thing has been crazy. And not only do I have stage 4 breast cancer, I'm blind in my left eye, type 2 diabetes, 2 strokes, high blood pressure. All the odds are against me, but I refuse to give up.
I just thought that was your magic
No, this is
eye. How do you fight depression?
That's a good way to look at it. I like that. Yeah, and I did a lot of writing during that time too. That did help me a lot, and prayer. And I don't know, now in this day and age, we do have social media, and you can reach out to those people. You have that encouragement to, if you use it to your advantage and the way you should, in a positive way, you go on and you get that positivity from it.
Right.
That
So
helps now, but
for you in your journey, you said that your husband was the one who was there to aid and help you out. How much of a strain did it put on your relationship?
That's a good question.
not a lot, I guess. Of course, if you ask him, he may have a different answer. I don't know. No, actually, I feel like we came out of it stronger.
Right. Right.
So
So not just that relationship. What about your other relationships with? I don't know if you have children or your mom and dad or your aunties and uncles, girlfriends.
I don't have children. I have a few friends. I'm, like I mentioned, my family isn't in my life anymore, which is a whole different story.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to hear briefly, I'll tell you. But
We
um,
This is Unpacked
right.
Radio.
We got time. Let's get unpacked. We ready.
all right. Yeah. So I was in this crazy religion for about 12 years, almost 13 years, and you have to. They believe in unity, which means everybody has to be on the same page, believe the same thing. If you go against any of those rules, you're pulled in by the elders of the group, and they talk to you about it, trying to see if you're repentant of what you did. And so basically that's what happened. And which is a little bit later on in that is where I met my husband, how I met my husband, because you're not supposed to date outside the religion. And but what happens is, if you're not repentant in their eyes, then you're ousted from the religion, which means you cannot talk to your family. They cannot talk to you. Any friends that are in there, same thing. They can't talk to you. You can't talk to them. And so, unless you go through this long process of trying to get back into the religion, which I never did, because I believe in freedom. I believe in freedom of thinking and doing what you want to do. I don't think it should be that stifling.
Right.
Pretty much, you got pulled into a cult. Sound like to me.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people
Wow.
would say. Yes,
So
it is like,
it was all BS. I mean, the David Koresh didn't suck you in, thank God. You didn't
yeah.
drink Kool-Aid with Jim Jones. What made you? What made you convinced that this is not the situation for me? I want out of this. You in the commune. They give you probably your religious husband. It's the same guy as the leader. So, what made you like this? Not for me. I'll take a rain check.
And was there a question in there?
I said, what made you to say this is some BS? I'm trying to laugh about the situation. What made you say, what is the hell am I doing with my time that led me here to this point? I got to get out.
What made me think I need to get out?
Yeah.
Well, they pretty much made that decision for me.
Oh, so they put you out pretty
They
much.
put me out.
That's rare.
And I don't see any need to go back ever, really. So, and um, my family did try to contact me later on after they found out that I was sick, and to see if they could talk to me about it, because they said that their religion now allows you to talk to your family members if they're sick. And at that point, I didn't want to. After that, I'm like, if you can't, be in my life, then why now? Why?
Mm.
And so I guess that's the end of that story. So I just never went back.
You see?
I wasn't really happy in there the last few years anyway.
Okay.
Because like I said, they don't allow for any freedom of thought in there.
So tell us some fun facts about you. What exactly is it that you like to do now? What are you doing in your pastime since the pandemic? What's fun in your life? What do you love to do?
I love to go hiking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, skating occasionally,
Roller
um,
skating, ice skating?
roller skating.
Okay.
I have ice skated before. Didn't like it as well, but
Okay.
maybe I just need to give it time.
Are you in this area?
I'm in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Oh, so you got a
Well,
lot of mountains, huh?
well, DC, I'm
Yes.
a member of a special group of psychopaths.
Oh,
And these psychopaths are all over across the world, and for whatever reason, we like to torture ourselves. And we like to torture ourselves by putting ourselves to the task that most human beings choose not to do. It's ways just sitting on that couch, eating your bonbons. I was thinking about going to get a piece after the show. That's a whole easy thing. But leg day is fucking hard. Now let's get into the fitness aspects of it. Why
Yeah.
are you such a savage? Because every time I cut on my IG, you are putting on work. And
I
you
try.
big boy stuff. You be deadlifting, you be squatting, you're doing
wow.
calf raises. I'm like, she is getting it in. So what you
I
do?
love it. I love it. In fact, that's one of the things that's kept me sane, really, with everything, is just throwing myself into that. That's how I actually got more consistent with it. Fitness is after the thing with my family. I just gradually started getting more consistent with it and threw myself into it because I was putting all of my time into the religion, and it's like, what am I going to do with that time now? So that's what I did, and I guess you could say that's my why. Everybody asks, what is your why? Why do you keep going in fitness, and what motivates you? That's one of the reasons.
DC?
Okay. Well, I'll ask this question as I ask all my guests. Do you now or then have any regrets for anything?
Mm.
Any what?
Any regrets? Do you regret doing some of the things or the decisions that you chose to make?
I don't have any major regrets. No, not really that I can think of offhand.
Okay. Well, what type of advice would you give someone? I always ask all of the gurus who work out, but I have actually followed instructions, and now I'm moving up the scale. I'm on weights, but it's like I think it's 15 pounds now. On my arms, I started out at 5, then I did 10, now I'm at 15, so I'm feeling a little stronger. However, I still have this bone density issue, which causes me to be a lot weaker in my legs. So I can't really pull myself up. Well, I have to pull myself up instead of push myself. My legs can't take it. I literally hear bones cracking. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that or not, but what type of advice do you have for somebody who really just getting started but serious and need conditioning, strengthening conditioning? Not just to do it for the fame of it, the muscles. I need conditioning because my bones need to be reconditioned to do what they used to do.
To get stronger.
Yes.
Just weightlifting does make your bones stronger too, more condensed. Is that the point you're trying to get at, or?
So where would you suggest I start? I'm really just starting out, as my brother know here. I'm trying. I really am trying.
Oh, okay.
I definitely do is try, and I try not to stay in my situation. So I don't want to be a statistic. I want to be the one that made it and pushed it to the max. So I'm asking, what would you suggest for me? Because I'm only doing 15 pounds now, and I'm walking. I'm not doing anything else. When I say anything, I mean anything, nothing else. I definitely had to change my eating habits because that comes with the territory. And I always drink water, water, water. I used to drink. I don't drink anymore. So I'm doing the best that I can to do my part. But I need to get this weakness up off me. I needed to back up off me.
So walking is a really good start. Really good start. And like you said, your nutrition helps tremendously. But so you're not doing any lower body workouts at all? Is that what you're saying? You're only doing upper body?
Yes.
And walking?
Yes.
So yeah, I would split your workouts into, like you're already doing an upper body one day, and then the next day we would do some basic stuff for your lower body to help strengthen that area too.
Okay.
Divide it up like that. Upper body one day, lower body the next. And do some basic stuff.
Okay.
I would assess just how strong you are first to see what you were capable of doing. And then go from there. There's some real basic things that you can do to get started. Like lunges are good. Just walking lunges. And it's not like when you're first starting and you're that weak, you need to go down really low in the lunge at all.
Right.
You can keep it fairly simple and just go from there. I would see how much strength you have first before I would, and ask you a few questions first before I went on from there.
Okay. So, being as though you are gorgeous, beautiful, what type of advice do you have for the youngsters? Not my youngsters. I'm 43, so younger than that.
You're still young.
What advice do you have for them to keep pushing in the event that they don't feel as pretty, they don't look like everybody else, or they may have some deformities or some different type, physical challenges? What advice would you have for them?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Like for someone that has disabilities, or
in general, it could be a disability. I'm actually a teacher who teach special education needs children. So yes, just so because I have some students that don't feel confident at all because of the disability, and because you have overcome so much. What type of advice do you have?
I know when you're young, it's a little different because you're always so concerned about what others think, especially your peers. But, if I could go back, I would definitely, one big piece of advice I would tell myself is try to not worry about what other people think.
That's so big.
And don't take yourself so seriously.
Really? Okay. All right.
I like that. And first and foremost, DC, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You started something hard.
I did.
I mean, it could be easy for you to suck up into a little ball of despair and be like, life is too hard. I'm just gonna deal with it. But
Yeah, just start out slow. Start out slow and build from there.
Brother, you know that means a lot to me.
Hey man, from a
You
person,
see these pythons over here?
as a person who's suffer from obesity and suffer from depression, I totally agree that fitness can save lives, especially when you're fighting another disease that hopefully fitness can balance everything out.
Right, yeah. Thank you.
And then the one thing I do love about the world of fitness, it brings so many people into your life.
Networking, definitely.
The networking, the family aspects about it. And I mean, good, bad, or in between. I love the world of fitness. What I do not love about the world of fitness, which I'm about to bring up now, is the fitness beef that goes on in the world of fitness, where everybody worry about someone else who's lifting fake weights, who's natty, who's not, who's on this substance, who's on that substance. Does it really matter to you? Why don't you stay in your own lane and be consistent with your own body? And you ain't got to worry about nobody else. Just stay in your own lane and ride your own roller coaster. But as a young lady in the world of fitness, you get to see all the crazy stuff I get to see. How do you feel about the fitness beefs out there and everybody calling out everybody? Greg Dissett, you're a racist because you said my arm's too big. I mean, shout out to my man, Coach Steve Shaw. You know what I mean? People call him out all the time. So Kevin, people call Kevin out for all the time. So those are my guys. Every once in a while, I want to jump in the fight, but I mind my business. But
like you said, yes, just stay in your own lane. I try not to get involved in any of that drama, because really that's all it is drama. And they're just trying to get, I think, more attention drawn to themselves, more views for themselves by calling out each other. Now, unless there's a lot of a lot of fitness influencers out there that are just spewing things that just aren't true, things that aren't true. And every now and then I'll say something about that. But
shout out to Tyrone, the Fitness Addicts, and V Shreds. We support you. Keep on getting your hustle on. Those are the two people that most people really, well, they should talk shit about them, but moving on. Moving on. I know you don't know who none of these people are, but they are utterly ridiculous. It's like watching an episode of Scooby-Doo and then they pull off the mask. And you're like, it was you the whole time.
It gets crazy out there.
It is crazy. It's like the wild, wild west of fitness. DC, what is your question?
Well, I would like to know, so I gave out my secret is to what I need to keep me sane. What's your zen? Where is it your escape? Where's your island? Where's your place that you go, either in your mind or physically, to just get away from it all?
Okay, that's a good question. Actually, one of my favorite places is we have a little place in our field that's cut out. It's like just a walking trail that I use. And down there is a pond surrounded by a bunch of trees, and wildlife comes in there. And it's just kind of peaceful just to sit down there and just watch the world go by. That's the one thing that really, I don't know, I can just go down there and find peace when I want to escape. I'd say that was the biggest.
Okay.
I have a question for both of you ladies, because y'all seem like y'all don't give up. What do you have to say for all the people who make excuses for why they don't want to be more fit during these interesting times?
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't affiliate myself with them.
You're using big words today, affiliate. You know, I got DC education, and you got to bring it down a notch. You got to use Hangout.
That is
you
not
got to use Hangout. You got to be around. You gonna use a.
I graduated from Cardozo, so don't even.
I graduated from Spitgall, lady. You know, you got to bring it down. Okay, affiliate. The new word for the day. Affiliate.
That's something else. I'm not messing with you.
All right, I'll be a serious.
Now, what was your question?
I was asking for two ladies who have overcome the odds, cancer, them a member of a crazy cult, all the other stuff you had to deal with in life. And yet I always see people make excuses of why they don't want to join the world of fitness, especially during these times where you have a certain thing that we cannot mention that kills people for obesity, that kills people who are overweight and waiting on you. So you should take upon these opportunities to be more fit, but yet they keep on making excuses of why they don't want to do it. What do you have to say? Because you survived cancer. You survived some real ish. So what do you have to say to those people who keep on making excuses of why they do not want to do the simple task of just making themselves a little better?
What was the question?
Dang, that was long. I went on a rant.
I forgot what
The question was, what do you have to say to people who make excuses?
Oh, okay. So people.
Basically, that's it. It's just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Basically, it's what you said, just an excuse. But on the other hand, I think maybe a lot of people aren't to that point in their life where they're ready for that. But like you said, during this age of COVID, I mean, if
oh shit. Oh well, we tried, YouTube. We tried. Go on, love.
yes, if you didn't find time during that to at least get started,
Right.
you know, I don't know what to say to you.
To a person who make excuses is look into the reason why you're making the excuse. Really look into the reason why. Why are you really holding yourself back from greatness? One, I believe, is fear. And that's why I did not start when, he will offer to help or somebody else will offer training, free training. I mean, come to the gym and just let's go work out. It was a lot of fear. It was a lot of fear behind it. One, fear going to the gym. Two, I was like 289 pounds, literally. So I wasn't feeling going to the gym. I wasn't feeling those different things. So once you change your mindset, everything clicks on like a light.
That's exactly it. Just calling yourself out. Getting tired of the way you feel, the way you look, just wanting to get a little more self-respect for yourself. And two, a lot of people are just intimidated. They call it gym intimidation. They don't know what to do when they get to the gym. I look around and see a lot of people doing that. They look like they're lost at the gym, basically. They go from machine to machine or whatever, just doing this and that. They basically just need a plan.
All right. So with that being said, what you saying that you look around and you might see a me in the gym, lost, don't know what to do. Do you offer? I'm asking both of you all this. Do you offer? Do you say, hey, you're not doing it right? Hey, let me help you with that, or what you working on today? And
I'll answer first.
Okay.
In a male point of view, you got to be cautious of how you offer help. Because no ego. So I do sometimes see something going on, and I will try to render my advice with cautionary words. Or I train people, if I see you doing something incorrectly, I will send you a video on how to do it correctly, indirectly. Even though I may see you like doing chest press wrong, I'll send you a video on how to correctly do an exercise. And somebody just now recently said, hey, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. So I'm glad I did that. And then as a trainer myself, I asked you about my own report card. How do you feel how I'm helping you? Because it's not about me. I'm going to get my results. It's about you and you getting your results. And I do feel like with my own brother-in-law, I failed him because he stopped training with me. So I feel like I failed him sometimes. So you got to be cautious of how you train people. You got to be open. You got to be honest. And I like to tell people, this is your journey. and you are in this journey by yourself.
So you do say that before?
I tell everybody, I give them the same speech. Fitness is a lonely ass journey. It's you versus you. We could be in the same family. We could both be 300 some pounds. We could both start working out the same day, same time, same millisecond. And I may do better than you because we got two different daddies and his genetics were better than your daddy's genetics, or whatever the circumstances may be. I may be more dedicated than you. I may be willing to lock in my diet to the point that I'm on point. You may not be willing to make those sacrifices. So fitness is the loneliest journey in the world. And it's you versus you. And
like
you
that.
remember that, you'll be okay.
I like that.
That is the truth. I
Yeah.
can identify with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to answer the question too, sometimes I will say something to someone if I see them, if they need a little help. I'm always available if they need help. But like you said, you do have to be a little cautious about how you do approach, because like some of the guys, for example, I don't go there, because it's like still to this day, there's like some sort of a block there with some of the guys.
Right.
Taking advice from a woman, I guess. I don't know what it is, but it's like they refuse.
Mm-hmm.
You offer a little bit of friendly advice and they refuse. But on the other hand, not everyone's that way. A lot are appreciative for the help, but I don't like to just walk up to somebody, and just start giving them advice if I see them doing something wrong. That's a little bit of a touchy subject for a lot of people.
So what are some of your favorite foods? What are some of your dishes? And do you cook? Do you fix them all?
Yes, I do cook because I'm gluten-free and I have to be low dairy. That's due to food allergies and sensitivities. And so, yeah, I do a lot of my own cooking. I rarely eat out because of that. And one of my favorite dishes is salmon.
Oh, mine too. Yeah, I like salmon. And you said you don't eat out. Why? Why you don't eat out that often?
Pardon?
You had stated that you don't eat out. And I was asking why. Why you don't like to eat out?
Because of my food allergies and sensitivity, there's not a whole lot of places I feel safe to eat out.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. There's a few though. I mean, I love Rib Crib. That's one of my favorite places.
That what is it called? Rib crib?
I never heard of it, but if
That's
I'm
it.
living
You in
Oklahoma, I'm
Oklahoma.
trying that joint. You had me at ribs.
Okay.
Fat boy heaven right there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They have some great pulled pork.
Oh, I love it. Oh man. Girl, my mouth watering.
Yes.
One of my faves.
Final question. I think I asked this on Facebook and I got a great response. Has your weight ever affected your dating life?
Cuss word, no. Nope. I wasn't married for a very long time. But no, I mean, not at all.
Not at all.
No, I think it's your attitude, your personality, and your level of respect for yourself. Big, small, little, green, black, blue.
No, not really. But for the most part, I've only been with my husband, but he's seen me through all sizes and shapes. I've been out of overweight and too skinny. I went through a lot of different stages. So.
Okay, and I have the ladies here. So for both ladies, what advice do you have for the next woman coming behind you?
Just in general, or are we talking about fitness? Just in general.
Just in general, Fitness is, I mean, y'all both had some interesting lives, had a long journey and a long journey ahead of you. So what advice would you like to give? If you can look at your younger self, what advice would you have to give your younger self?
Believe in yourself, no matter what anybody tells you. Believe in yourself. That is so important. And when I say important, it's so important. It's imperative that you. I told my kids, put it sticky notes everywhere. Always believe in yourself, and own who you are. Hold yourself accountable for who you are, and it's up to you to change it. Walk in your own truth and don't let anybody tell you no. And if they do, use it for motivation.
I agree with that. I don't think I can top that, really. That is the biggest thing is, yes, believing in yourself first and foremost. It's your journey, your life, and hold yourself accountable, like she said.
So you seem so serious, like you just serious. You're poised, you're everything. What do you like to do for fun? What do you do for fun? You and your husband hang out, y'all dance, y'all karaoke. You did say you like to roller skate, and what else?
Hiking
Hiking, hiking.
and shopping. Hiking and
Oh, of
shopping.
course, girl. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. So how is it cold at Christmas time in Oklahoma?
Oh, yeah, it sure is. It
Oh,
sure is.
how's the weather now? It's hot here.
It's been really crazy here. We've had rain all week, and it's been muggy,
Oh wow.
real muggy, humid.
Okay.
So, was there a question in there again?
No, ma'am. That was it. I was just asking, what you
Well,
like to do for fun. You seem, you know.
well, in closing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna first summarize it with this. The reason I asked you that question, the day as I was leaving,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that's an important question to reflect upon about what would you like to tell your younger self.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, as I reach to some of the guys come behind me, I preach on getting a good education. So that way you don't have to be in my shoes and have to deal with no BS. I mean, you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. Every time my nephew say something, I say, get a good education in life. So that way you can do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to take nobody else's stuff. You ain't got to do no x-ray tests. You ain't got to do no shooting. You ain't got to do no running. You ain't got to do what you want to do. So I think it's important to be accountable and get a good education or a good trade so you can do what you want to do and not be on anyone else's time.
I definitely
And be accountable to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In closing, where can they find you at? Because you're our guest. So we're going to start with you.
Just at LeVonna Adkins.
All right, DC.
Or I'm also on Facebook. Same, LeVonna Adkins.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram, Dcsbaddest. On Instagram, and I'm about to say my maiden name, my government name, Alicia ALICIACOE on Facebook.
And you can find us both on Unpack Radio. And you can find us on YouTube at Unpack Radio. And
Yes.
Somehow the Dr. Bishop Joy turned out to be very interested because I was concerned. We uploaded it on Mother's Day, it had 0000. The next time I checked on it on Tuesday, it got very interesting. Yeah. It got up to like almost 100 some views and like 13, 14 comments. Yeah. That joint was very interesting. The last one, unfortunately, people didn't check it out, but it did get some great reviews. The real estate one and Burgundy ones. Kind of struggling right now. Okay. But feel free to check those two interviews out because I thought they were
subscribe.
I thought they were good interviews.
I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for reaching out. because we hooked up through, I think, Steve Shaw, which is one of my accountability brothers, and I'm 50 pounds away from my goal using some of his tips. So hopefully by July I'll be hitting 405 pounds, and then I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing with the rest of my life. I hope
you're selling tickets so we can watch you do this.
I'm gonna try to. I'm actually gonna try to hit a tournament. I'm trying to hit a tournament. Okay. I mean, I don't believe in abusing anabolics, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose. But hey, I'm gonna be there regardless.
There you go.
Coming up in July 4th or 3rd in Virginia, they're doing drug tests. So maybe some of the drug addicts stay their ass at home.
Oh, wow.
And I can actually compete on a fair stage.
Now, for recollection, what is your goal?
My goal is to bench press 405 pounds. And just this week, I did 355.
All right.
Yay.
Yes.
Me, the whole, yes. What about the titty bell? All right, you guys, next week on Impact Radio, we should have Bam 640, who is the most interesting person on this type of platform. He's loved, he's hated, and he's big in the go-go world and the rap world, and he knows some big people. So I'm looking forward to sit down with my man Bam 640. See you next week on Impact Radio. Salute.
Peace. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.